Hello, everyone. My name is Richard Norman, and people have been asking me to give you an update about my life since I'm 96 years old and I'm still singing on my own YouTube channel, and I'm still writing novels, and I have two that are going to be published Friday. And I just wanted to let you know how I'm doing. I don't have a lot to say about that, except that I'm very blessed to be as healthy as I am at my age. Uh, I have nothing life threatening that's wrong with me. Uh, I take two prescriptions only, and one is a sleeping pill. And I don't think I really need the other pill, but I'm taking it anyway. Uh, but I expect, I don't want to scare anybody, but I may be around a while because I have some very good genes. I had an aunt who lived within, I think, 2 weeks of being 108 years old. I had another aunt that lived to be 102. My grandfather, my mother, and my great grandmother all lived to be 94. And here I am at 96, and nothing really wrong with me. It looks like if I live about 6.5 more months, I'll be 97. So I just wanted to catch you up on how I'm doing and what's going on. I can't. Those pictures on the wall behind me, the one over my right shoulder is no. Let's see. Well, it depends on which way you're looking. The one there, that's a photograph of my wife the year we married in 1949, and she was 17 years old, and we were married 61 years before she died. And she always made me feel like I was the luckiest man in the world. And that's the way I felt about her. And I still love her as much as ever. And this picture on the wall behind me here, if I can get that finger right, is a portrait that I did of her about the fourth day after we met. I did her portrait in pastels. I was a very gifted artist. I read in the Bible in Exodus where God ordered Moses to have these men build the Ark of the Covenant and the tent of meeting. And he said that those men that were to do that, design that, and do it, were gifted, that God gave them the gift to be able to do artistic work. Now, some of it was sculpture. Well, I didn't get the sculpture part, but I got the other part. And so it had nothing to do with me. I was just gifted. That's all there is to it, because I never took an art lesson in my life. where an art teacher taught me something I didn't already know. But that's the way it was. Uh, I have some claim to fame. When I was in high school, I won a great many art contests uh, in the school. And when I was in the third grade, it was my first art lesson. Uh, I entered a citywide art contest among the grade schools, and I won first prize when I was in the third grade. When I was 17 years old, there used to be a magazine called the Scholastic magazine. It was a magazine for high school students, and it was published nationwide. And they had an art contest among all the high schools in America. And I entered that contest when I was 17, and I won uh, uh, third prize. And I have a certificate on my wall that shows that at the age of 17, I won third prize in a national art contest that had 260,000 entries. So I was pretty gifted. The first oil painting I did, I was 24, and I entered that in an art contest at the Dallas Museum of Art. And there were 750 entries, but they only had room in the museum to hang 75 paintings. Well, out of the 750, mine was among the 75 that were shown in the art contest, and I won honorable mention in the Dallas Museum of Art when I was 24. I was not one for art contests. I thought all contests are really subjective to the taste of the judges. And so I never had a lot of faith in art contests. But I did have that. And as a singer, my grandfather taught me, began to teach me to sing and to read music when I was 4 years old. And in just 4 or 5 years, I was an expert sight reader. I could read any piece of music you handed me because I knew how to read music very well. He taught me music theory. And so when the Dallas Symphony Orchestra decided to have a symphony chorus, I heard about it and heard it sing, that chorus perform, its first year. And I told my wife I'd like to sing with them, and she said, go for it. So I found that they had an audition, and I went to the audition, and they wanted me to sing 2 classical pieces, one in a foreign language and one in English, if I desired. And then they would give me a music theory test, and then they would give me a sight reading test to see if I could really read music. Well, I passed all of that and got in my first year and sang with the Dallas Symphony Chorus. The next fall, you're not automatically in when they start rehearsals again. Everybody has to re-audition every fall to get in the Dallas Symphony Orchestra. At least they did back then. And I got in it 14 straight years. I auditioned to get in every year. So I've had a great deal of experience singing classical music, music by Bach, Beethoven, Brahms, Mozart. I sang with symphony choruses for 30 years and enjoyed every minute of it. When I turned 77, I auditioned to sing the solo in Felix Mendelssohn's operetta oratorio, Elijah. And I auditioned to sing that solo, but I was 77, and I could sing it very well. My voice was as good as ever at that age, and but I did not get it because the director was a professor at the local university, and he taught voice, and so he got one of his students that he thought was really going to go somewhere, and he chose that student to sing the solo for Elijah instead of me. It's just pure nepotism that made him make that choice, but I could have done it as well. But anyway, at the age of 77, after that, right about that time actually, something happened to my voice and I was not able to sing a note, not one single note, for 10 long years. And when I was 87, my voice began to come back. But of course, it was nothing like it had been when I was 77, because my voice teacher said that I sounded like a young man when I was 77. But I sound like an old man at 87. And so, but I'm still singing, and I know I don't sing anywhere near as well as I did before, but I'm able to carry a tune, and I love to sing, and so I sing anywhere. I sing for my own enjoyment. I sing because I love to sing. I quit the art business because I got too old to do art. My fingers don't work that way. I quit when I was 60. I never did any more art after the age of 60. Well, that's an update on me and my life. I lost my wife in 2010, and so and I still miss her. But maybe there'll be another time that I'll talk if you have any more questions or things you want me to talk about. Thank you very much. Goodbye.